Silence is the true friend that never betrays. Silence speaks louder than words. In silence, we find ourselves. Silence is the best response to ignorance. A wise man is silent when he needs to be. Silence is the fence around wisdom. Silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Silence is a source of great strength. Speak only if it improves upon silence. Silence is the language of God, all else is poor translation. Better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. He who knows when to speak and when to be silent is wise indeed. Silence is a conversation with the soul. Silence is golden. Silence is a sign of maturity. The silence of understanding is sweeter than the noise of argument. Silence allows the mind to think clearly. In silence, we can hear the truth. Silence can heal where words may hurt. Silence is the sanctuary of the mind. The fool speaks out of turn, but the wise man holds his tongue. Silence is the art of conversation with oneself. The quieter you are, the more you can hear. A fool's mouth is his own downfall. Silence is a true friend who never asks for explanations. Silence teaches us patience. Silence is the language of nature. A moment of silence can speak volumes. Silence is the music of the soul. Silence is the root of creation. Even silence has a story to tell. He who knows how to keep silent knows how to communicate. The wise man is silent and studies, the fool talks and regrets. Silence can be the most eloquent response. Silence allows us to hear the beauty of the world. The most profound thoughts arise in silence. Speak when you are angry and you will make the best speech you will ever regret. The best way to say nothing is to say it in words of one syllable. Silence can be a powerful protest. Silence gives consent. Silence can be a shield against negativity. Silence helps us to see what is truly important. Silence is the greatest lesson in humility. Silence can be a form of respect. Silence is the guardian of secrets. The heart can speak through silence. Silence can be a form of forgiveness. The silent man is thought to be wise. Fools talk, wise men listen. Silence is a refuge for the weary soul. The silence of nature is very real. Silence can be an act of self-control. The loudest screams are often silent. In silence, we can learn from others. Silence can be a source of strength in difficult times. Silence is the language of the wise. Silence can be a powerful form of meditation. Silence can be a shelter from the storm. The silent river runs deep. A man who cannot keep his mouth shut cannot keep anything else shut. The tongue is a fire. Silence can be the loudest expression of love. In silence, we can find clarity. Silence is the birthplace of inspiration. Silence is the canvas for thought. The beauty of silence is often overlooked. Silence can be a form of self-discovery. In silence, we can find solace. Silence is a bridge to understanding. Silence can be the best teacher. A man who talks too much is a man who knows too little. Wise men speak when they have something to say, fools speak because they have to say something. Silence can reveal hidden truths. The power of silence is immeasurable. In silence, we can heal wounds. Silence can be a shield against misunderstanding. Silence can be a way to show respect. Silence is the poetry of the soul. In silence, we can find courage. Silence is the best response to anger. Silence can be a form of rebellion. Silence can be the ultimate act of trust. A silent tongue keeps a wise head. A word is a double-edged sword. In silence, we can find balance. Silence can be a form of self-defense. Silence can be a form of celebration. Silence is a friend in times of sorrow. Silence can be a form of empowerment. In silence, we can find acceptance. Silence can be a powerful form of communication. Silence is the language of the universe. Silence can be a form of self-renewal. Silence is the armor of the wise. Silence can be a form of self-preservation. In silence, we can find gratitude. Silence is the guardian of peace. Silence can be a form of protest against injustice. Silence can be a form of self-discipline. In silence, we can find contentment. Silence is the melody of the heart. Silence can be a form of self-restraint. Silence can be the best response to criticism. In silence, we can find inspiration. Silence is the refuge of the soul. Silence can be a form of self-awareness. Silence can be the best answer to a fool. Silence is the language of the soul. In silence, we can find strength. Silence can be a form of self-mastery. Silence is the companion of wisdom. Silence can be a form of self-reflection. Silence can be the best response to gossip. Be slow to speak, but quick to listen. In silence, we can find inner peace. Be silent and let your actions speak for you.